Hello out there, YouTube. This is Splattercat, and welcome to the next episode of our Towns Let's Play. Where we had left off, we were working on this kind of colombage condo over here. We weren't sure how it was going to look, but then again, we don't have to live in it, so really that's not our concern. We can make it as ugly as we please. It's not really a problem for us. We don't have to be seen around there, so keeping that task going, I am going to remove some of this mud. We sold a large grouping of mud to the merchant, and I actually let the game run for a little bit in between episodes just to get rid of kind of that hauling queue, because I know nobody wants to watch little guys run back and forth with chunks of mud over their heads. So let's go ahead and finish our little kind of master of the house suite over here. And placing this final layer of bricks, let's make sure we're on the right layer, number 3, and there we are. And we're going to have to put in another scaffold too, unless they're going to kind of jump over the top here, which I really doubt that they're going to do. So we'll put another one of our scaffolds right there, and once they get that placed, we'll fill in the roof, and we'll put a whole new kind of, we'll put some tile or we'll put something up there to make it look nice. Over here, we need to get our garden started, so let's start thinking about that. Let's think about the possibilities there. So I would like to have, some kind of retaining wall here. So let's go ahead and get a retaining wall going. There we are. And once we get that up to an appropriate length, yeah, I think that looks nice. That looks reasonable enough. I don't think it looks awful. And maybe we'll put one little hook in there so that it matches up across the way, just aesthetically. It looks like they actually did just jump the fence there. And what are you doing, my friend? What are you doing? My daft friend. Oh well. Hopefully someone will come along and place that scaffolding. There we are. And we'll put one more in so that we can get to that little roof area without having to depend on this whole kind of mess over here. Since this is under construction, I'd like to keep our townies away from it as much as possible for their own safety. They're kind of dumb. They're a little dense. They're not the brightest individuals. And so let me start figuring out what our stairway is going to look like over here. And so I think what's going to happen is we're going to go like so. And there we are. And does that look too long? I kind of like it. We've got 3 layers here, so 1, 2, 3. And maybe we'll make it a little more lengthy, but I don't want to add too much space to this. I don't want it to turn into some kind of weird on-ramp to get upstairs. And what we'll do is just kind of clear out this mud here for a moment. Unfortunately, they didn't haul the mud that was in the way. And once we have that out of the way, that seems about right. Maybe. Either way, we'll see what happens once they lay these bricks down. We will see what occurs. And I am going to hollow this right here so that we can put 2 stairs in between there. They're probably going to be wood stairs. I think aesthetically, well, it's tough. There's not a lot of stone stairs that match this cobblestone kind of walling we've used, so that leaves us in kind of a situation where we're stuck more or less with the stairs. On the other foot, we also need to get this mined out and actually put a real floor in here, unless we wanted to. Let me see if there's any floor layouts that'll work for like a common room or something of that nature. I don't think there really is, though. I mean, we could substitute a dining room, but then we run the risk of having all of our idiot townies, okay, good, coming over here where there's nothing to make them happy instead of coming over here, so I don't want to tempt them with the prospects of doing stupid things. I prefer not to dangle dumb concepts in front of my townies and let them choose. I just choose for them and hope for the best. Now, let's go with a... They've put in some new roofs. We'll go with a red tile roof for now. And remember, when you're building roofs, you always want to skip that corner right there. And actually, because this balcony's right here, I'm not completely sure how this is going to turn out. This may turn out a little funky. We'll find out. If it turns out really weird, we'll get rid of this fence. Just get rid of that entirely, maybe. And we'll try and do something different with this. Like, maybe line it with some, like, put some torches or something nice and symmetrically, but I have a backup plan already if this doesn't work, so we'll keep an eye on it and we'll see how it turns out, especially with the way the elastic works. You can never quite guarantee that it's going to do exactly what you want. We've got 90 stone and decreasing left. We've got a load of spiderite, like a ridiculous load of spiderite. So hopefully at some point we can get rid of that. Let me take a look and see what the requirements are for spiderite gear. And spiderite, spiderbane, there it is. We need iron, and then we also need an ite smithy, so we don't have that quite yet. So hopefully in the next little bit though, we will have something of that nature. Let's grab our stairs now that the stone has been placed, and we're gonna go to utilities and then ladders. And which one of these matches the color the best? I guess we'll go with this one maybe. I mean, I don't like the way it looks, but we don't really have an option. And so once that's in place, we'll put in the next layer right here maybe. Yeah, that's what we'll do. But we gotta wait till the ladders are in place because I really don't want to disrupt the flow of work. And now we'll take these cobblestones and hopefully we can keep this going very nicely. There we are. And it's going to be a nice contained staircase that's going to take them up to this layer of the building. I don't know. I may leave this as like one large room. I haven't decided how I'm going to segment off this room just yet. I may actually leave this front quarter empty. Oh, and I missed some bricks. Well, they have a placement order, but maybe the AI just forgot. Maybe they just forgot. We'll see what happens. We are going to have to start mining things out pretty soon because we are running out of stone. But luckily, let's see here. How many of these are empty? Several. Okay. And Tybalt Vernon is over here just screaming at Simon de Vandy's. Isn't that the name of the guy from Blood Diamond? Simon Vandy? Isn't that his name? The dude that has the giant fist-sized pink diamond? I'm pretty sure Solomon Vandy. Never mind, it was Solomon Vandy. So close. So close to having a movie reference in our town. But unfortunately, it was not to be. Fate did not favor us in that manner. Now, other things to focus on is really, I gotta get rid of some of these scaffolds. I've got scaffolds everywhere, and they look ugly, and I don't like it. And I think this staircase is gonna look pretty nice once we get it done. I mean, it may actually end up looking stupid just because you see there's a little gap in between there, and if that gap retains in between the stairs, it's gonna look kind of weird, and I may switch out the stair model, but it's tough to tell before we place them, so we'll find out in just a moment. And actually, I think this entire section is going to be filled with stone. There we are. So once that's all good and taken care of, we'll be able to move on, and let's look and see what our roof is doing over here. And I was kind of worried about that. I was a little worried about that situation. So I'll remove the fences for now. I was hoping the fences wouldn't bond to roofs. I don't know what the function would be in the development code for the gluing working with that, but we'll see what happens when we finish off the entire roof. Maybe we'll be able to put the railing back in once we get it finished off, or maybe we'll just scoot the railing in one, to be honest. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to approach that situation. I'm not going to risk it. I'll get rid of those. There we are. And so hopefully somebody will chop up some roof tiles pretty soon and go over there. We will get the next part of our stairs taken care of because I'd like to keep this episode moving. I'm starting to get a feel for kind of the rhythm of towns, and I'm getting a feel for when there should be an episode and when there shouldn't be. And I don't really want to include boring, stupid stuff if, you know, I can help it. Now, what has gone wrong here? What is this? And what is it doing? Did I place my blocks on the wrong layer? I did. God. So I guess I'll waste some stone here. And now that that's there, we should be able to take this and go kapow, kapow. And yeah, actually that looks kind of dumb. I don't like it. So go away, crappy ladders. I guess we'll use a different set of stairs. So let's see here. I guess we'll go with that. I mean, I don't really like it that much, but we'll make do. We will make do. And there we are. And now that we're getting some things done, let's take a look. And we'll see, yeah, those stairs are probably gonna, I think those are gonna look a lot better. That's gonna look a lot nicer. And we need to do some general beautification as well, just to make sure everything looks nice. How is this roof coming along over here? Let's go ahead and place these roof tiles. And I completely forgot what I was doing there. It's like one of those times where your brain just locks up, like you have no clue what's happened. I assume that's what happens when you get like a blue screen of death. Like my brain just had a blue screen of death. Although maybe a blue screen of death would be more like a seizure. Mine was more like a brief freeze and then like, your process has failed. Would you like to close the program? And then I had to reopen it. Whatever. Now, let's go ahead and place the rest of these walls. Get them looking all nice and dandy. There we are. And actually, we don't want that one in the middle. You go away. We don't want you. And so while they're doing that, let's place some more scaffoldings here on top of our Colombage building. There we are. And we'll place one more after that, because I think I'll probably let this go up like 3 layers, and then I'll see what happens. I'm not really sure how far along to take this, but we'll figure it out. We will definitely sort it out. There's going to be a window right here. I haven't decided if I'm going to run these Colombage, these X-frames on the corners down to the ground to kind of bring the whole thing together. I think that might be a wise idea, just to kind of bring the two themes together, because right now I feel like they're like clashing a little bit. I don't feel like, it feels like a clown house to me. I feel like I'm going to go to the circus, and once I walk inside, there's going to be like elephants and all kinds of crazy stuff walking around. Our circus has a badger right now because we couldn't afford an elephant, so it's kind of a discount circus. What can you do? When you're on a budget, you make do with the animals you can get, and that's all we could wrangle. That is all we can, and wrangle we did, believe me. We got out there with a lasso, and if you've ever wrangled a badger before, it was not a fun experience. Now we need to place the last layer of stairs here, so we'll grab those and put them in place. Make sure we're on the proper layer. There we are. And then once we start to attract some more civilians, some more townies, some more denizens, some more minions, some more toadies, and so forth, I would like to expand my military out, because we're getting into a situation where I don't feel like I'm protected. I'm feeling like I've just got a bunch of weak, untrained idiots running around with sharpened sticks. I'd like to get people that are actually like our guys that go in and kind of throw down and take care of issues for us, just in case the heroes drop the ball, because they are known to do that, and we do have a lot of barbarians still living here. So once we get rid of some barbarians, we'll be able to rest a little bit better once we get some real heroes, some legitimate heroes. But until then, we need to get ourselves a military. And so, as you can see, our first group is called Fart. Now, I need to explain this because I owe that to you guys. I don't usually, farts are hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Farts are super funny, but it's, I don't want to name, it's simple. I don't want to name the team Fart without explaining what I'm doing here. They are not named after flatulence. They are actually named after, my buddy worked at a chemical plant. He's a chemist. He's a biological chemist, and he works at a pharmaceutical company. And it's like the second or third, highest clearance on the west coast of the United States. And so after the CDC in Atlanta, like, they get all their research specimens. They have like Ebola virus and all kinds of crazy stuff there that they work on. And so down kind of in the basement, they have their decontamination, where you walk through that little room in like every video game ever that has mutants, and it's like tss, and it like sprays you with some stuff, and then supposedly that makes you clean. Maybe it's like alcohol or like hand sanitizer. I don't know what the hell it is that they're sprinkling on you. Could be fairy tears for all I know, but it's all magic to me. Anyways, he said one day he was going into work and he was getting into his like hazmat suit, and he noticed that there was a bunch of new green hazmat suits on the wall, and they all had the biological biological waste symbol on them, like on the back, and underneath they had the biological waste symbol, and underneath that they said fart. And he said for whatever reason he thought that was hilarious, and he couldn't stop laughing. He thought it was a joke. And so at the end of his shift, he goes and he talks to his supervisor, and he's like, what's up with those suits that say fart on them? Like, who gets the suits that say fart? Did somebody like fart at work, or is that like a joke to like poke fun at somebody, or like what's going on here? And his boss was like, actually, the government makes us have a team of experienced chemists who are like the first guys on the list that show up if any of these viruses have an outbreak. And so they get to choose their own name, and being the mature, well-educated individuals that they were, they chose to be called the First Action Reaction Team, which obviously if you abbreviate it is FART. And so even chemists, even highly educated scientists think farts are funny. They are the universal joke, and I'm gonna be honest, they're the joke that keeps on giving. It's an easy joke, but it's always funny. I mean, you can't miss. I mean, some females don't seem to think it's very funny, but in general, dudes will fart at it every single time. We'll fart at it. We'll laugh at it every single time. I know I will. And on that note, now you know why our team is called the Farts. They are the First Action Reaction Team. I always thought that'd be a kind of a good name for the First Action Reaction Team. Like, I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, so I always felt like Bluntman and Chronic could be part of like the First Action Reaction Team. I always felt like that would be like their superhero clique, like their Justice League that they would be part of. But anyways, I catch a lot of flack for being a Kevin Smith fan, by the way. I don't know if any of you guys have ever, like, encountered that, but I always thought Kevin Smith was super funny. And some people are not amused by Kevin Smith. Like, some people are downright, like, vitriolic about Kevin Smith. I don't know where that came from, because he seems pretty cool to me, but... And I think his humor's funny, but, you know. Different strokes, I suppose. Now, I don't actually need that extra bush over here. What I wanted to do is I wanted to beautify this a little bit, make it look a little nicer. So what we're doing is I'm going to put in some bushes here. We're going to see how it looks and see how it ties this whole thing together. I don't know, this may turn out okay, guys. This may turn out alright. I can't guarantee it. I'm not super sure on the building direction, but when it's all put together with a roof, maybe it'll look nice. I don't know. I just don't know. I kind of drew this up on paper, and I wasn't positive that it was going to look amazing, and I'm still not sold. I'm still not sold. Maybe you guys are sold on it. I hope you guys are sold on it. I hope you guys believe fervently that this is the greatest building ever and that it's going to turn out fantastic, but I don't know. I'm a skeptic and a cynic. I'm both. I'm hard to please, so I may disappoint myself with this construction project. Now, what else can we do here? While we kind of finish this whole episode off, I think we should probably get this roof done. So let's do that. We're going to get this roof done before we take off. And there we are. I don't know if I should run the roof to here because then it's going to attach to these fancy things and it looks dumb and it makes me upset. Looks dumb as a thumb on the rum, but what can you do? What can you do? All you can do is try, I guess. So hopefully the elastic won't work. I mean, I kind of contemplated drawing this in maybe, making it kind of go up through there, but even so, it's still going to attach to the roof segment. So we may end up just kind of, I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. I'm at a loss right now. Not sure how to fix this. I'll stare at it for a little while off camera and see if there's anything I can think of to make it look beautiful. Make it look a little schnazzier. I'm probably not going to... I do need to fill this in with stone. This all needs to be a floor right here, unless... I guess, I suppose, and I suppose, and I hope. Let me count this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, damn it. And I think that's about the center, I think. And I think it may require a double door to look right. Kind of looking at it sideways right now. It still looks a little lopsided. And there's 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's even. It just looks weird to me for some reason. And what we'll do is we'll start putting in the kind of inner hallways. Let me see how much stone I have first. Oh, we're using up our stone. So we are out of stone. So to save you guys from watching me mine, I'm going to break off this episode. We're going to get some more crafting materials, and I'm going to see if I can finish off some of these projects in here so that next time we can start something off new. So my name is Splattercat. I hope you're enjoying the series, and I'm super glad you came to join me here today in the next episode of our Towns LP. Check it out online, townsgame.com to purchase, or you can get it on Steam or on Desura, so you have plenty of options to purchase it. It's a game that I continually come back to. I enjoy it. I just love everything about it. It has its little bugs and its little irritations, but at the end of the day, I keep playing it, so I hope you will too, and I will see you guys next time. Take care out there.